Hello everyone, welcome to Shikara Academy. So, in this lecture, I am going to discuss the strategy of how to prepare Indian history for Group 1 and Group 2 examinations of Telangana Public Service Commission. So, we have Indian history and Telangana history in both the examinations. In Indian history, we have ancient Indian history, medieval history and modern history. And in Group 1, we have in mains, we have first paper is essay paper, second paper is history geography paper, where we have Indian history, Telangana history and geography of India and Telangana both. So, Indian history has a weightage of 50 marks in the mains, whereas in prelims 7 to 8 questions can be asked from history section, from Indian history section. So, let us break down the syllabus first, then we will understand resources, we will look into some previously asked questions. So, in the paper 1, GS paper 1, we have history, culture and geography. So, this section weighs 50 marks in Group 1 mains. In this, we have ancient history, medieval history and 3 units of modern history. So, 10 marks weightage for ancient history, 10 marks weightage for medieval history and 30 marks weightage for modern history. Modern history, that too, focus is mostly on India's national movement, socio-religious movements, etc. So, more importance should be given while preparing to the modern Indian history. Let us look into topic wise syllabus, micro syllabus analysis. So, in case of ancient history, we have Indus Valley civilization, Vedic civilization. In this, we will have Rig Vedic and later Vedic, and the result of later Vedic period is the rise of religious movements. Because of the oppression happening in the later Vedic period, religious movements such as Jainism and Buddhism were popularized. Then they spread throughout the India and also outside India. And arts such as Gandhara, Mathura, Amravati, which are also related to these Jainism, Buddhism and also Indian religion. So, who patronize them? What are their characteristics? All of them will be, these are very important. Even there was a mains question in the last mains of Group 1, there was a question on this. Then we have Mauryas, their polity, their society, their culture. Culture and society are very important of Mauryas. Shatavahanas is also mentioned in history, but we study it in depth in Telangana history. So, you can study Shatavahanas in Telangana history. So, you can go with, after studying Mauryas, you can study Guptas. So, this is given in your syllabus. So, from Indus Valley civilization to Gupta period is your ancient history. You must have proper notes on each and every subtopic, so that it is very easy to revise. Then in case of medieval history, we have advent of Islam and what was the impact on the society, such as Ganga, Jamuna, Tehzeeb we say. So, what are those? What was the impact on our culture? What was the impact on the religion? What was the impact on society? All those things we have to study here. Then most important is Bhakti and Sufi movements. Then we will study regional powers like Kakatiyas, Vijayanagaras. Kakatiyas you study in depth in Telangana history. So, you can do one thing, you can take this Kakatiyas and Vijayanagaras and study in Telangana history, their art, literature, architecture. Then we have Delhi Sultans and Mughals. Delhi Sultans and Mughals, their art, architecture, culture, society, etc. we have to study there. Then how did the composite culture develop? Composite culture, what are the features? So, this will be your medieval history. Then when we come to modern Indian history, first we have to look into the establishment of British rule, different wars which happened between British and French, Carnatic wars. Then we had Battle of Plassey, then Anglo-Mysore War, Anglo-Maratha War, Anglo-Sikh wars. These are with the regional states. The decline of Mughal Empire happened, the rise of regional states have happened. Then how did the British deal with those regional states and how the British rule got established in India. Then after the British rule got established, they had different economic policies. So how did those economic policies impact our India? Different sectors of India, such as different land revenue systems, commercialization of agriculture, destruction of our industries, famines, poverty, drain of wealth, all these. Then what was the contribution of British to infrastructure, such as railways, telegraph, postal services. Then we study different uprisings and revolts which are very important. These are very important. Even a mains question has been asked from this. Tribal and peasant revolts, revolt of 1857. What was the causes? What factors led to 1857 revolt? And after 1857 revolt, what were the consequences? So, factors which led to 1857 revolt, how did this revolt happen? Then what are the consequences which happened after the revolt? Then very important topic is socio-religious reform movements such as Brahma Samaj, Arya Samaj, Aligarh movement, Satya Soga Samaj by Jyotiba Phule and Savitriba Phule. Then we study different personalities, important personalities in socio-religious reform movements such as Pandita Ramabai, Narayan Guru, Ayyankali, Annie Besant. What were their contributions? Non-Brahmin self-respect movements by Periyar, Ambedkar and Gandhi. So all these are extremely important topics. So you have to have a proper comprehensive notes on them, because even in prelims or mains or in group 2, you will get many questions from those sectors. Then we have INC, Indian National Movement. How did the national movement start? Different 3 phases of movement. So before we had tribal and peasant movement before 1857 and after 1857. So then we have to see women's movements, rise of Gandhi and how Quit India movement, Quit India movement, etc. All those movements happened. So all these things, rise of Gandhi, etc. we have to see how Congress has developed, different Congress sessions, important Congress sessions, Lal Bal Pal, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Lala Lajpat Rai. So all those people, important personalities. What was the role of Ambedkar? So all these socialist communist movements, growth of communalism, independence and partition, we have to look into them. If we come to resources, in case of Indian history, ancient history, we have present new NCERT called Themes of Indian History, class 11. We have old NCERT of R.S. Sharma. We can also see CCRT website for art and culture. Then in case of medieval history, we have Themes of Indian History, part 2 of class 11. Then we can also refer, we can also not, I am mentioning 3-4 sources, that does not mean you have to study all those sources. You can pick one source. Either you study this or you study Tamil Nadu board history books, or you can study Satish Chandra for medieval India. In case of modern Indian history, we have Themes of Indian History part 3. We can also refer Spectrum as a reference book, or we can use old NCERT by Bipin Chandra, India's Struggle for Independence. I will show you a few questions. I am not going to analyze those questions, but I will show you what type of topics have been asked from the history. So a question was asked on Mahajanapadas from Vedic period. A question on different regarding the Sikh religion, different architectures, who built what. So 84 steps of a well of 84 steps built by Guru Amar Das in Goindwal. Then Harminder Sahib, Golden Temple, constructed by whom? Are these statements correct? Harminder Sahib high platform was built by what? Guru Gobind Singh introduced Khalsa and established himself in Anandpur. So, which of the statements are correct? So, these type of architecture based questions have been asked. So, this question was a bit difficult. Then we have temples of Khajuraho. Temples of Khajuraho built by which dynasty? Which religious temples are present over there? What was the style of the temples? Then a question from medieval history based on Chahar Taslim, which was a mode of salutation. Chahar means 4 times, Taslim means salutation. So, these type of questions which are based on culture, society have been asked. In case of public service examination, the kings, kingdoms, wars is not focused very much. Instead of that, the culture, society, etc. are focused. In the next question, Ajivika philosophy during Jainism, Buddhism. Then we have books and authors. Then we have temples and which dynasties built them? Aihole Temple, Somnath Temple, Konark Temple. Then we also have some marble statues of lions by Iltutmish. So, on that. So, all these questions if you are seeing, they are based on architecture, art, culture, society. Either the throne or the coffin, ya takht ya takhta. This was a proverb which was famous. So, all these statements are based on culture only. Then we have question from socio-religious reform movements. Then we have question from medieval history of Abul Fazl during Akbar. In case of mains questions, we have questions based on Gandhara and Mathura as I have discussed earlier. Then questions on tribal movements such as Munda rebellion, Santhal rebellion. Questions of Buddhism and Jainism. Then on Indo-Islamic architecture. Then questions on nature of British rule and the colonial policies. How they altered after 1857 revolt. This is consequences of 1857 revolt. Then we have a question on peasants, their concerns regarding peasants' concerns, how they impacted the India's independence, and reference to Bardoli Satyagraha. We have a question on commercialization of agriculture, and this also comes under British policies. Then we have question on ideological difference between Gandhi and Ambedkar on socio-political issues, and Pune Pact of 1932. So, these type of questions have been asked. So, this is the syllabus analysis, different book resources and different type of questions. So, you have to focus more on modern history, and on every topic of the syllabus you must have comprehensive material with you. You make proper notes or you have a PDF material, but on every topic you must have a material and you must revise it at least thrice. Without revision, history will evaporate very fast. So, revise properly. All the best.